I thought I wasn't qualified enough. I thought some privileges and opportunities were just reserved for a certain class of people. I never even gave marriage a thought. Knowing all those sad stories of infidelity, domestic abuse, and all that violence is stared me in the face. I would think I was going to be jobless after school because I had no connections to brag of. I know you've also got your fears, but we are going to overcome them together. And we have to do that intentionally. Stay tuned. I am Linda. You can call me Elindy. If you are here to overcome those fears with intentionality, then you are at the right place. Hit the subscribe button and let's get rolling. I'm sure you'll be wondering why I'm serious about this. But see, if those little tiny things we call our fears are able to bring whole giants like us down, then it means we've got to face it and overcome it with all the energy we have got. Let me tell you, back in the days while I was on campus, I would just think so much about the future and the uncertainties that it comes with. I would just worry about finding a job, unemployment, and all that. I knew the home I was coming for. I knew my parents have got no job waiting for me at home. I didn't have any connections that I could just pick a phone and say, I need a job, and I'm placed somewhere. The only thing I had then was my hope in God. And the fact that I was focused on excelling at the place where I have been planted, and that was excelling in my academics then. See, I would worry and think that certain positions were just reserved, certain opportunities were just reserved for a certain class of people, and that I don't even belong there. But then, if not me, then who else? Marriage was something I was even afraid thinking about, because I will read all these negative stories on social media, on Facebook, divorce rates, domestic violence. Somebody is married to their friend and the next minute this person is married to their enemies. I was so afraid. I was so afraid of even venturing into marriage. And sometimes I'll just, create all these defense mechanisms and say, hey, what is divorce? Divorce can come. I'm ready for it. You get it? But one thing that kept me going was the fact that I was ever ready to counter those negative thoughts with affirmations. Now, when I think, hey, I'm not going to find a job, I say, that job actually needs me. If I'm not there, no one is taking that job. In place of sicknesses, I'm thinking of health. In place of poverty, I'm thinking of wealth. In place of all those infidelity stories, all those marriage breakdowns and all that, I'm thinking of marital bliss, longevity. And at a point, you just have to learn to shout those affirmations out. Because those fears, they come in silence, still voices, but you have to shout them out. You have to make a conscious effort to shun negativity, to push those negative thoughts away. And sometimes pushing them away means you have to do away with their sources. You have to block their sources. If you are hearing them from friends or the things you are reading, you have to put an end to those. You see, the Bible in Philippians chapter 4 verse 8 says, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, those are the things we should think about. So choose to counter your negative thoughts, your negative assumptions with affirmations. And so, if you are going to overcome your fears, then you've got to identify the source of your fear, name it, and prepare to face it. How do you prepare to face your fears? If your fear has got to do with self-esteem, you are going to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself. If it has got to be with knowledge, skill, you've got to learn. You've got to read wide. Subscribe to meaningful podcasts. Watch videos like these. If your fears has got to do with a job, finding a job, then prepare to review your CVs. Read about the job market. If it's about marriage, read, learn from other people. Watch videos, as many as you can find. It is only when you have identified the source of your fear and given it a name, that is just when you can actually prepare to face it. Because if you don't know what you want to overcome, then what is it? So if my fear is about unemployment, I'm going to prepare myself by learning, making sure I'm making the good grades while in school, drafting my CV and asking others to review them for me. Then, because if it's about marriage, speak to people, read a lot of books on marriage. See, I had a friend who was so much afraid of standing before a group of people to preach. I know she'll be watching this video, and she said something that amazed me. She said she started in her closet. She will begin speaking with her cats, and the cat will listen so attentively. And that was how she gathered the courage to face the congregation, to face her friends and preach to them. If you are not preparing, then you are not ready to overcome those fears. Yeah. Now, the next thing you can do to overcome your fears will be to take up opportunities. Take advantage of opportunities for trials. The good and the bad lessons are going to make sense one day. They are going to connect. You are going to look back and connect the dots and say, because I was able to do this, I'm now able to do this with so much ease. Because I was able to counter that fear, I'm now able to do this effortlessly. I'm now able to do this boldly. See, let's talk about my friend. If she had not tried, after rehearsing with her cat, if she had not tried with her group of friends or before the congregation, before a small audience, she wouldn't have known indeed she has overcome her fear of timidity, of shyness. She wouldn't have known. So do well to take up opportunities for trial and error. And the good and bad experiences are all going to make sense one day. Take up internships, volunteer your services, seek for help from others. Just take up the next opportunity that is going to help you overcome the fear. I tell you, because of the fear of falling in the wrong hands when it comes to marriage, some people are not even saying hello to their male friends. Now, another thing you can do to overcome your fears is to make the right friends, build the right relationships. You know, have an accountability partner or a group you can just fall to, who you are definitely going to find inspiration to move on, to overcome your fears. It could be a church group, it could be a friend, it could be a network. Places where you find the source of strength to overcome your fears. It may just be a word from a friend. Hooray! If that friend of yours is Jesus, you've got to read the Bible. That's one of the surest way of building a relationship with God. Reading your Bible and talking to Him. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the fact that you need to pray and commit your plans, your choices into God's hands. The Bible makes us understand that when we commit our plans into the hands of the Lord, He will establish them for us. He is ever ready to take away those fears if you lay them before Him. See, the will of God for us is infinitely better than our highest dreams or imaginations. And so anytime you feel this fear, remember that the Lord is telling you, my daughter, my son, be courageous. I am with you. I am there to help you overcome all those. Your examples we can pick from the Bible. We can talk of David. We can talk of Daniel. See, David was able to overcome Goliath because he was rehearsing while taking his father's sheep for feeding. Daniel was able to overcome the lions in the den because he spent time preparing and building his faith in his closet with God, building his relationship with God, and affirming God's word over his life. And so when he found himself there, he was already prepared. He was already consumed with enough faith and trust in God that nothing was going to harm him. And that is the kind of way I want you to also overcome your fears. Thank you for watching. To my amazing subscribers, thank you for returning here each and every time. Now, the best way you can help to grow this channel is by sharing it to others, liking the video if it inspired you, and leaving a comment there for others to also learn from. Now, to the new subscriber here, to the new person watching this, where are you going? You have nowhere to go. Stay here. We need you here. We need you here. Bye-bye. I love you.